So I'm walking up the frozen Totogatic River looking for tracks, and it's mostly ice, so it's hard for any tracks to show up very well, but here's some grouse tracks. So I found something really interesting here. I'm hiking up the river, just looking around, and what had happened, the ice on this river had frozen and then sank down, and water had flowed up over the ice and refrozen. And what's interesting is you can see right here a wolf had walked up this river on the old ice before the water had come up and refrozen over the top of it. And you can see right there, hopefully you can see, that is a wolf track under probably 2.5 inches of ice and water. This ice here is probably 1 inch thick, and then there's water underneath it between this ice and the other ice. But that wolf had walked up there, and his track is preserved within the ice. I think that is super cool. Look, you can see there's something flowing. It's caddisfly larvae flowing down the river. They're between layers of ice, and there is another old wolf track going up the river. That is really neat. Oh, see, you can see there's water in between here. That is cool. Here's something else interesting. I don't know if this will show up on the camera, but do you see those scratch marks there? Those there, I'm not sure what it is, but I think it is maybe a coyote. Was walking down the river on this glare smooth ice, and if you get it just the right angle to the sun, you can see where its pads were, but it was slip sliding down the river there. I don't know if you can see that, but here's its little scratch marks. See that? There's its claws. 4 claws registering there on the ice. See that? As we come down, here's more. Here's more. Oh, now this is actually maybe it was a wolf, like a smallish wolf, because now that I can see this better, it seems a little bit wider. And see that? Here's the toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's another claw mark. Here's where it slid on the ice with its claws. Look at that. And continued on down, and then there's some open water. Oh, wait, here's where it went on the snow. Okay, now we can see something. Not very clearly, though. Stepped off the river here. This is not a very clear track. Let's jump up here and see what we can find. Went here. See, these tracks are not showing up clearly because the grass just messes them all up. But walked along here. Okay, maybe we can see a clear track here. Yeah, it appears to be a coyote track. See, that's not as big as a wolf track. Sometimes like this one maybe appears a little bit bigger because it slid sideways. Then it slipped back onto the ice. So it didn't like that. See that open water there? It did not like that section, so it skirted up around here and then went back on the ice and maybe downstream. We'll see. Here you can see that coyote walking down the river. Can you see where there was like a light haze of frost on the river and where the coyote walked? It's gone. Can you see that? Right down there. And then here's a little bit more of its scratch marks from its claws. So here's a much better shot of the coyote's tracks. You can see it came down this glare ice here, and we could kind of make out just tiny bits of its tracks. And then here's some real snow that it walked in. There it goes. There's a track down the river. And here's some from an earlier day when it was walking in slush, and then it froze, and now this is just ice preserved in the ice. Or wait a second, that wasn't earlier. That was probably the same day, but there was slush here, but not over here. Cool. You can see here, there's one animal track there. Here's another animal track here. Here's another. So there's 3 visible here, but they might be walking in each other's tracks here, so there could be 6 of them here. But 3 are clearly visible, all going the same direction down the river. And look, here they become preserved in ice again. Look, see that? Then if water comes up over this ice and refreezes, those will be preserved within ice, if that was to happen. So here, amongst all these coyote tracks going down the river, is a bobcat track. Right there. See how it's kind of roundish? Here's a coyote track. It's more oval, and you can see the toenails. And this is a bobcat track. It's round, and you cannot see the toenails or the claws. And there it goes. Down the river, and that's a good sized bobcat track. See that? Down with the coyotes.